guys, SimTheWorld here making 5-star dishes and cooking simulator. Today we are taking a look at Ukrainian Borscht with boiled egg. So for this one, this is the upgraded version. I know recently we did the simple version. That was in anticipation for this one because there is quite a bit to do here. So without further ado, let's jump right in. We are going to add to the pot, we need 700 milliliters of chicken broth and 600 grams of beetroot. So let's grab our chicken broth. Got the big pan here, or the big pot. We need 700 milliliters. So pour us quick, that's okay. We need to get enough out, but can be a little slower as we get close. Try to hit 700 exact. Little too much, that's okay, in an effort just to be perfect with it. Tasted a couple times. Tastes like chicken broth to me, but it also tastes like 700 milliliters. So to that we're going to add 600 grams of beetroot. Now that's going to be 5, they're 120 gram pieces. We'll just drop those in, and this boils for 60 seconds. But before we do that, we're actually going to cook the rest of the vegetables at the same time, because they also fry in a pan for 60 seconds. We'll do them together. So for that, we need to cut up an onion into 20 gram pieces, carrot into 14 gram pieces, and parsley root in 16 gram pieces. It's a giant pain in the ass, not gonna lie. You would think just cutting the onion 5 times would be enough. It is not. I went through a few onions, a few carrots to get the carrots. I did perfect. 14 gram pieces for a total of 70. Onion, we took 19 or 21. I wasn't too much of a stickler. And then for the parsley root, we did 16 gram pieces as well. So this is going to be about as close to perfect as you can get. My suggestion for you guys is definitely to go ahead in your preparation phase going through the campaign. Make a few bowls of these. These are common, sizes of doing 20 grams or 25 grams. Or the same for, the carrots and parsley root. Those are increments that are even cuts. So have those in a bowl set off to the side. They can be used for a variety of things. So that's enough of that. We're going to add to the pan the 30 milliliters of clarified butter. We did. Grab our onions, and our carrots, and finally our parsley root. Now, like most episodes, I'm going to try to just distribute these just a little bit. Make sure everything cooks evenly. I don't think it'll be an issue. These seem to cook alright. But again, you never know. This game does like to mess around and take away stars when they can. I'm not going to risk it. Obviously, we're not going to get everything completely flat, but do our best. At least want it in the pan, though. That doesn't look like it's in the pan. Good enough, good enough. So both of these are going to cook for 60 seconds. So I'm going to start a timer and we'll cook. As you can see, the soup is now cooked all the way through. The carrot and parsley root has not. Onion has burned. This side, the soup looks like it's halfway done. So those are the levels when you time it. And keep those in mind. I think those are pretty important, just to get an idea of how this will finish up completely. Alright, so to the pot, we're going to add 15 grams of allspice. It does look like the pepper. Make sure you're grabbing the right one. Goes in the pot. I'm just going to aim for the soup. Make sure this totals out to 15 grams. One more. There we go. Next, we need 20 grams of salt and pepper. Start here. Aim over here. Make sure that ends up in. We need 20. There we go. And our black pepper, of course. Hopefully hitting the beetroots won't be an issue. Alright, 1 more gram, and there we go. That is 20. So to this, we need 10 grams of garlic. We'll actually pick up the pan for this. And this isn't dried garlic. This is a fresh piece of garlic, so make sure you're doing that. And then this is also 6 grams of fresh bay leaf. It's in, followed by our onion, carrots, and parsley root. I believe that should be everything. Everything is in the pot. This now boils for another 60 seconds. And we're just stacking them as they go. Hopefully they cook as they're supposed to. You will find out. Let me make sure that's center. There we go. Let's start it. Alright, we are coming up on the 60-second mark right about now. Take a look. As you can see, we've had the bay leaf burn, of course. Oh no, I didn't hit the heat. Ooh, that wasn't good. Okay, so the soup didn't burn. That's important. You let that go for a couple extra seconds. That's okay. Obviously, everything but the soup burned. Not the end of the world. So again, to this we will add our 2 halves of the tomato. Get that in the pot. I wish that would go down a little bit, but that's okay. This will continue to cook for another 15 seconds. So we're hitting the timer now. Yeah, the tomato is going. The soup isn't burning yet. I think everything has to be burning for it to overcook. But this is just for 15, so there we go. That's 15 seconds. Finally, we're getting close to this. Let's put in 20 milliliters of lemon juice. Go ahead and grab that. I'm trying to aim for the soup. Alright, that's 19 milliliters. I'll take it. That is hopefully enough. This is where things start to get a little difficult. I'm also... Well, let's just grab a pan real quick, because we're going to have to measure out 50 milliliters of this sour cream in an effort to be a little more concise than we normally are. I'm going to use a spatula for that. But before we do that, let's get that egg boiled. So we have a pot with 200 milliliters of water. We're going to throw 1 egg in there, uncracked of course, and we're going to let that boil for a minute. I'm setting a timer. That should be good. Let's grab our ladles. So we need, of the soup, we need 2 ladlefuls into a deep bowl. It is the right color, so I am hopeful we did this correctly. We'll hang that back up. Of course, I dropped a pan. Into the soup, we put the 300 milliliters in. We add 50 milliliters of sour cream. Just in an effort to be pretty concise, that's why we're doing it with the ladle. Now it is a strange color. Doesn't look like the picture at all, but that's okay. We are almost done. So once this is... I don't know why we have to drain the pot. We're just going to take the egg out. And it's almost a minute here. Not fully cooked. So I'm actually just going to let that fully cook instead of pulling it at the minute mark. There we go. I don't want to lose points for it not being fully done. It could have just been an issue with the pot we used. So to this, we are going to peel it. Oh, good. Peeled. And we will cut this in half. See how good our cutting skills are. Let this spin around a little bit. Right down the center for it. That looks pretty good to me. Oh, 31 and 34. I'll take that. The soup should be done. We'll put the halves into the dish, garnish with 4 grams of dill, and this should be it. It actually somewhat looks like the photo. Put that in. 4 grams. You can't even see it. Away it goes. Will we get our 5 stars? Let us see. Ooh, so we are very close. There's just a little nick on that last taste. Of course, they don't tell us what that was. It could have been a variety of things. It could have been cutting, you know, not perfect. It could have been maybe something overcooked. I didn't turn off that pot from cooking until it was a few seconds off, so it's not the end of the world. Obviously didn't affect our score. So with that, hopefully this helps you if you're trying to make this dish. My suggestion, it does take quite a bit of work. It's not a quick meal to make. I think most of this stuff would be easily doubled, and that should all fit in a pot. So if you're going to make this dish going forward in your playthrough, double the ingredients, double what it makes. That way, instead of only, we only get 2 pots or 2 bowls of soup out of it. Instead of 2, maybe you'll get 4, and all that time will be worth a little more fame points and cooking points. If you're struggling with a dish, be sure to write that down in the comments below, and we'll take a look at that in future episodes. Otherwise, thanks for watching as I simulate my life one game at a time. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the future action. You can follow on Twitter for updates of future games being played, as well as follow on Twitch, as I try to stream 3 days a week. Thanks, and I'll see you next time at SimTheWorld.